We don't have to.
Stay close. This place is ancient. Keep your torches high. Watch for traps. I wonder what secrets you hold.
The detail is incredible. Lost to
Hey,
time.
I found the jackpot! Everyone get in here now! Forget about that. Look at this over here.
Oh my God, it's the Ark of the Covenant!
Forget about that. We want those 2020 ballots. Move quickly. Got to get this open. Come on, you stubborn thing.
Paper ballots is the key. Yeah, paper ballots is the key.
Well, this is the third week in a row, Tanya, that we've run that National Treasure open because I keep thinking that it's worn out and it's in the past. But it's like we said, to be continued, and it keeps being continued, right, dude?
Yeah, the story carries on, dude.
All right, center screen tonight, we have the fabulous Roy Hambrick from Small Town Underground podcast joining us. Kind of impromptu tonight.
Hey, my pleasure to be here with you guys, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So yeah. So we're going to talk more about these ballots here right out of the chute on, right in the first segment here. But before we do that, let me add this to the stage here. You're watching Peaches and Bananas. If you're watching us right now live, you're watching us on one of our MAGA struck channels, either on X or Rumble or YouTube or Facebook. But the show is called Peaches and Bananas. And why is that, Tanya?
Well, Peaches and Bananas, it's because we give you a taste of the Voter J film calls that happen on Saturday morning, and that's focused on Georgia, the Peach State. And the Peaches are the freedom-loving people, working hard to give us elections that we can trust. And the Bananas are, the spirit of this is because a lot of what we talked about, it just sounds like Banana Republic stuff. And the Bananas are the friggin' establishment swamp types working against us. And so
it's bananas. It's bananas. Yeah. When you go, man, that is bananas. It's usually not a good thing, right?
Right.
So yeah, we're a bunch of peaches living in a state that is bananas when it comes to elections. I think Roy would probably agree with that one, right, Roy?
Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Insane. We're the only state in America that contracts the entire state dominion voting systems. If that's not bananas.
Right. Yeah. And man, it's been such a long road to hoe. I mean, we still have no movement at our state legislature on this topic. It's a little bit, there's little teeny itty bits. Okay, go ahead, Tanya. I know you always say that's not true, Viking dude. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Yeah, there's been some progress, but about getting rid of the machines, I don't know what it is that we need to show them, because there's just so much evidence that we've given to them about how it's an unsecure system. It can be hacked. There's all this court evidence that, for whatever reason, they don't seem to jump on and get rid of this thing already.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about that. There's more. The Voter GA highlights this week feature Garland giving us a great synopsis of kind of setting the record straight, because there's so much narrative out there, and the narrative gets the truth gets obfuscated by faulty narrative. That seems to be, it's either intentionally or not intentionally some of the time. I mean, it's usually people just, the breaking news brigade just seems to, put the little red siren out there on their X posts with the latest thing that they heard from anybody who's not really boots on the ground here in Georgia. So there's a lot of misinformation out there. So Garland's going to give us that here in a few minutes. But before we dive into that, we want to make the guy in the center of the screen, the center of attention for a second. Because I put a little time into this last time, we want to go ahead and rerun this because this is who Roy Hambrick. This is who Roy Hambrick is. Let's see here.
My goodness!
Get my screen to do the right thing. Here we go. No. This was good. This was good. Who is this upstart podcaster carving out a niche in journalism through an unorthodox track? He's not really trained or educated in journalism, but he's quickly becoming a journalist like we remember.
All that he has earned and accomplished.
Like from our childhood, when we had journalists we could trust.
They may not be perfect, right? Because we can't have perfect people, but we've got to have somebody.
Bringing us news, expose, all without bias. Roy has graduated into Creative Promotional Video 101 today with voiceovers. That's Roy Hambrick. That's Small Town Underground. All right, I can stop it there. So that was a little piece we put together when we had Roy on back in, I don't know, was it October or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like October.
It was a lot of fun. I felt like I talked way too much, but that was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. So,
well, that's why we had you on. It was me, Roy Hambrick.
Yeah, the whole point was to hear your story, dude.
I guess.
That's right. That's right. And one thing, we back then we had started, we were onto the peaches and bananas theme. Calling out the people who are the peaches, calling out the people who are the bananas. And we've since developed some graphics and some fun things. And we've started awarding like the peach of the week. And you were our peach that week, but we didn't have the award yet. So I guess posthumously here, can I still use that even though he's living and breathing? Posthumous, is that correct?
No, you can't use that because you know how I feel about jinxing things and all that. So you just after the fact.
All right, well, here we go. There's the yes. Yes, you're joining a very illustrious group of folks. I mean, we have Garland, Jason Frazier, Tina Peters is in that group. Who else?
Jan Johnston.
Dr. Jan Johnson. They all have an award like this.
Yes.
So, but you were the predecessor before the award even existed. So we wanted to be sure that we prepared that for you and did it right this time.
That's pretty nice. And then the folks out there, we've got this live streaming on Roy Hambrick Small Town Area. You guys need to go and you need to support this channel. They got some amazing content. So please go over to X and support them. And you guys are on YouTube as well?
Yeah, we're here. Let me throw good timing, Roy. It's almost like you were part of the pre-production meeting here. So, good timing. Yeah, you're watching Peaches and Banana. Peaches and Bananas. That's the name of the show. But our channel is Magastruck because it's more than just Peaches and Bananas. It's a lot of content that we post up there. Sometimes, we'll post up a music video, like we'll crank out a music video, just anything that we feel like doing. We'll throw it up on the Magastruck channels, but this is our only podcast. It's Peaches and Bananas, and it's a cool concept. We're trying to have fun with it. We're trying to reel in a little bit of a different crowd than those of us who, I guess don't take life so serious, but we know that we're facing some serious times, and we want to be able to still laugh and enjoy and have fun. Even though we're in the midst of a pretty serious election season right now, and we have serious election problems still in the state. So, yeah,
you're right.
So we're on X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook.
Yes. Do you want me to put that back up? Yeah. And we're not great podcasters either. This is new for us. We're doing our best.
I like it. It's entertaining. I've watched your show 2 or 3 times, so whenever I can catch it.
2 or 3
Thank you.
times out of the 25 shows we've had, Roy?
Well, I'm a busy guy. I can barely even breathe, but whenever I see it's on, especially on my way home from work, I watch it.
Well,
Awesome.
we
Thank you.
appreciate that, and I'm same here. I mean, it's hard to find time to do anything, but yours is one of my favorite podcasts. But I don't get a chance to watch that many podcasts. To be honest with you, life is busy. So
Yes.
what are we doing here? We're jumping into, we're jumping into segment 1 here, dude.
Yeah, segment 1.
Okay, I have to reshare my screen, so you and Roy need to cover for me here for a second while I reconfigure, recombobulate.
Well, I've got a question.
Uh-huh.
So Fulton County, we had the FBI come in, seize their election records, and then we found out a week later that they are missing 50 boxes. Do we have an update on those missing 50 boxes?
The question is still out there because we don't know if that there was an affidavit that Nadine wrote saying that there's over 700 boxes, the same number that they gave the state election board back in December, over 700 boxes. But we don't know if she just went with an estimate or what. I suggested to Garland, that if you remember, the ballots used to live in a different warehouse at some point, and then moved onto this brand new gigantic building that they have. So I asked Garland if we could find out by open records request that transfer order and if it would have some sort of itemization of what's on there. And we're going to be working on that tomorrow.
Well, good. I hope we get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, you were supposed to be working on that today, I thought.
Yeah, but today ended up being a holiday and Garland was busy doing other stuff.
Got to have a break every now and then, right?
That's right. Well, let's see if I can get this shared here. There we go. All right. Did I not? There it is. Okay. Here we go. I have some music I roll during this thing, so yeah, it's
I'm not hearing it, but I'm seeing the
big
cool
news of the
graphic.
week was that the FBI, the search
Oh,
warrant was
let me-
unsealed.
Totally botched that. Too many buttons to push here. So yeah, time for voter GA highlights. This is Garland giving us an update on well, he's setting the record straight on the affidavit and the search warrant is the topic this week. Right, dude?
Right, dude. Yeah,
So
because
here, go ahead.
Oh,
Well, we'll let Garland. I think Garland sets this up here for us in this first clip. Ready?
Okay, then let's Garland let him do it.
Right.
The big news of the week was that the FBI, the search warrant was unsealed. I want to walk through just generally quickly today a little bit about it. So I start off with a copy of the affidavit and the search warrant. So the search warrant was based on an affidavit. There is the crime scene, and yes, it is a crime scene, complete with yellow crime scene tape and an FBI crime lab there, as well as a FBI mobile unit, mobile command center, and a couple of, at least one truck backed up where they're loading up the stuff. They took everything in the cage for the 2020 election.
All right. Well, that was Garland setting us up there. So
The
go ahead, dude.
affidavit
Oops,
was
sorry.
based on 5 things.
Always forget to hit stop there. Go
Was
ahead.
that their election building?
Yeah, that's a combined warehouse building and their election hub.
That is a huge building.
Yeah, it looks like the whole mall.
I've seen the pictures of the door, but I didn't see with all the truck bays, and I'm like, my God, do they need an election building that big? But okay.
Yeah, but it also houses all their records, so it's not all elections.
Oh, so they've got all the hidden gems. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's gigantic. The thing is huge, and to think that at one time they were arguing that they need to be able to go ahead and destroy the 2020 ballots because they don't have any room.
That's ridiculous. Straight up lies. Oh God, these people, I swear. I mean, like, let's talk lies and not following the law. I mean, it's so blatant, guys. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you go too fast down the highway, you're going to get a speeding ticket. You might even go to jail. But they can just say whatever they want. and it's just like, oh, you can't do nothing about it. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
It's bananas.
But
It's bananas.
By the way, I like that Fulton County decal with the banana for the L. That was amazing. So
Yeah. See.
All right. So do you need to set this one up, dude? Because I'm not really sure where he's going here. It's kind of escaped my mind here.
Yeah,
I don't have any notes on it. Go ahead.
He's just going on to give a summary of the main points on the affidavit.
Okay. Here we go.
The affidavit was based on 5 things: vote count discrepancies, double scam ballots, counterfeit absentee ballots, missing digital records, and post-certification ballots. So you have to justify the potential of a crime in order to get a search warrant to a magistrate judge. So that's what the FBI did, and they took that to the magistrate judge. They got that done. Then they decided to limit the scope to the clerk's section of the warehouse. They went back and got a second one, and which just added one more paragraph. So they wanted to be very precise on their investigation.
All right.
Okay,
So we got little
yeah.
breaks in here so we can provide some commentary. Not that it needs any, but that's what he's getting ready to talk about. He's going to start throwing us some numbers here on all those 5 points.
Yeah, and all the logistics in getting that warrant filled.
it's amazing they did.
Okay,
Yeah.
ready for the next one?
It took an FBI raid.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There are vote count discrepancies. The state election board referred to the attorney general. 6,691 double reported presidential votes in the hand count audit. The difference between the hand count audit was 3,466 votes. So overall, there was a 10,057 vote discrepancy between the hand count audit and the original count, and then another 4,880 presidential vote discrepancy between the machine count and the original count. Now, we're told things didn't add up, but these are official investigation and official reports from the Secretary of State's office using their counts on the machine counts and ballot counts, and they're using the results, not only State Election Board investigation, but the Governor Kemp's own report.
So no made up info, no fakeness.
Yeah,
Right,
just right. The numbers don't agree. Like even for the people that say you can't trust hand counts, the machine recount and the original count were both machine counts. So not even the machines could agree with each other.
Wow. And it's what is bananas is that the attorney general and the secretary of state are now running for governor of the state. The same people that have been lying and covering this up for years. It just kills me where we're at in this state.
I know. What is there some kind of protection that you get if you become the nominee for a higher up office? Wasn't that a thing?
Wow.
With Trump even, right? I mean, like
Could be.
Yeah, I think that while you're president, they can't have like a major court case against you unless it's an impeachment, which
Yeah.
is
like there was no prosecution even during the campaigning. After the
Oh no,
primary.
they were silent. Look, where can you find a statement from our Governor Kemp, Raffensperger, or Chris Carr on any of this? I mean, I did deep dives looking. I even made a post about it. I'm like, how do you have the top 3 leaders of your state that literally say nothing about this Fulton County raid? It's beyond me. I mean, and then we're supposed to take this stuff seriously, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Like my guess, and that's just complete guess, not that I've seen any record of or communication about it, is that perhaps an attorney told them to be quiet and not say anything because it might incriminate themselves.
Yeah, kind of like the fish
Pleading
fry.
the fifth. Yeah.
There's not been anything out of any of those guys.
I haven't found anything. Now, I did a post a couple of weeks ago because the silence was as loud as you could get, and I went and I actually screenshotted just as much as I could and put it in this post because I couldn't find any statement from any of these 3 guys, none. And more people were noticing it, and to this day, and maybe somebody said something. Of course, what is it? Raffensperger's like, well, integrity counts. You know, he thinks that we had the best election, in the world. But no statement on this Fulton County that I can find.
Yeah, I haven't seen an official statement. I saw something with Raffensperger kind of caught while as he was walking somewhere else, but nothing official.
Yeah, usually when I see Raffensperger's a camera, he's running to the closest like corner or doorway or men's bathroom so he can run and hide in the stall. So
Or getaway car.
mm-hmm.
I know Field Cersei had him cornered in the parking lot one time, and the guy was just like hightailing it. I mean, all you saw was the back of his head.
Oh yeah. Oh, he'll do it in the counties too. We've had people that showed up to when he did these election audits in the counties, and then he would come like around the corner and see certain people, and they just vanished into thin air. You know, it's ridiculous.
What's the deal, yo? What's the deal, yo?
It makes you a little crazy, guys. You know, I've grown up in this state, and you know, it's like 20 years ago, if you just told me that we were living in this banana republic, right? And we have to remind everybody that this what is wrong with the conservatives in this state? We've allowed this to happen. Yeah. And I just want to scream, you know. Just
all right.
Make sense.
Here we go. Next segment from Garland here. This is a short one.
We now know from Philip Davis, he testified on July 9th of 2024, that 3,930 double scan ballots were not only double scanned, but they were in fact double counted. It's pretty easy to determine that they were double counted. In fact, all cast vote records were counted, including the double scan, with the exception of 128.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's been separated out into its own little segment, because he's going to give us more. He's going to hit on each one of those topics. Do we need to stop and talk, or do you want to go to the next one?
No, unless you have any questions how that was detected, which I can answer.
Any questions? Any questions, Roy, on how that was?
Sure.
How was that detected?
How was it detected?
Well, there's patterns in the ballots in how they're filled out that there are a repeat of the same sequence, and then there's the hand marked ballots that you could see that it's the same ballots, and he looked for batches, so sequences that he saw were repeated, and
right.
And then
Joe Rossi, right? Is that part of
that? Was Philip Davis.
Yeah, Joe Rossi did the demonstration on how that happened, but it was Philip Davis's data.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then all the ballots when they get scanned, they have a number in the ballot images, and that number, we can match it to an item in the cast vote record, and that the cast vote record is that spreadsheet of all those ballots that were counted. So you could see that there were double counted.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff has already been proven forensically. We just don't have the tangible evidence that's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And that's what we have now. I don't say we, I mean, the DOJ has it, the FBI.
Yeah, because one of the things that they should find is that there are some ballots short.
Right. Well, I mean, look, listen, who are we kidding here? The amount of evidence that we've had for the last 5 years, and just what we're covering alone here, this is total clown world that we're living in. I don't know. Look, I don't want to go off in conspiracy territory, but like when you have this many people that are involved in this, and they all know, you know, everybody that works in these offices, and like we have had an absent attorney general for all these years. We know that the governor last legislative session was threatening people not to bring election integrity to the forefront. We know that somebody lost their job because of it. And it's like when this many people are complicit, like anything's possible, because we are sitting back and going just like, how on earth could anybody watch Garland talk about these things and not say, hey, man, we got serious problems, and we do. Beyond me. It's hard to take things.
What's the deal, yo?
Yeah, deal, yo.
What is the deal? What is the deal in the state? You know, that was one early on when like the all those bellwether type, just broad, 40,000 foot view anomalies that everybody realized immediately, like the week after. It was like, that was enough for me. I was like, this stinks to high heaven, man.
Sure.
You know, But one of the arguments, one of the comebacks was like, oh, to pull something like this off, I mean, I would have to have way too many people to coordinate something like this.
Well, I mean, go back to, I know you guys were probably awake during the election night.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it is like it was yesterday. I'm sitting in my recliner. I am watching the election unfold. Everything's fine. Out of the blue comes a water leak at the State Farm Arena. And then all of a sudden they make this big, huge deal about it, the water leak. And they're like, oh, we're going to have to shut this down. We're going to have to stop counting. And I'm sitting here going, really? And I'm thinking in my head, you know, like a 6-inch main is busted or something. And then, but as I'm scrolling through and looking at the social media, Pennsylvania's shutting down, Arizona, everybody's shutting down.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Think about the next day when they were taking the cardboard and taping them to the glass where nobody could look in. And you look at it now and it's like, that's the craziest stuff I've ever seen. We lived through it.
Yeah.
I will never forget that, folks.
Yeah. Well, you know, Trump came on in the wee hours of the morning and basically said, here's what they're going to do. He called it.
He called
Yeah.
Didn't he? I mean, I remember him calling that. So, all right, here we go.
Straight up.
I was there the day that the counterfeit ballots were found. 4 senior poll managers from Fulton County and 2 audit monitors all signed sworn affidavits the next day. This was November 14th of 2020. The next day on November 15th, that evening, they signed sworn affidavits that originally went into the Lynn Wood case and then went into ours on December 23rd, 2020. And they found mail-in ballots that were not creased from being mail. They were not written with a writing instrument, appeared to be toner copied. They were on unusual paper stock, and they were voted the same way down ballot for dozens of consecutive ballots in a row. Clearly counterfeit ballots.
Clearly counterfeit.
Clearly.
Sworn affidavits.
Yeah.
Hold on. I am.
Whoa.
I'm losing control here. I got too many things going on here. Hitting the wrong button in the wrong window. All right, let's go back to full screen. So yeah, so Susie Boyles is one of the ones who was very vocal about that. She signed the sworn affidavit. I mean, how many years she'd been doing? Was she a poll manager for what?
Yeah, she's one of.
Not when she.
I mean, she was a poll manager. I mean, she's one of these ladies that's been doing elections like her whole life. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Garland's talking that it was senior poll managers that were working at the hand count recount and spotted these ballots.
And if you've ever met Susie Boyle, she's the sweetest lady. I mean, you know, the amount of vitriol that's come at her and the accusations that she's lying and stuff, you know, it's like, man, I've met her. I don't know her that well, but I've met her, and she just, you know, she's not lying. She's telling the truth, you know.
Absolutely.
And certainly she would never sign her name to a sworn affidavit.
Well, the thing about Susie is that she was interrogated by the GBI afterwards.
That's right.
For hours. I mean, I think she said it was like a 4-hour interrogation.
Yeah, which was ridiculous. And how many affidavits did the governor ignore? You know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And now we have after unsealing the, I guess it was the grand jury testimony, that David Perdue's interview with the grand jury.
Yes, that's right.
So it came out that the GBI guy, the head of the GBI, I'm terrible with names, but you know what I'm talking about, Roy?
Yeah.
The investigator who became a judge.
Yeah. So it came out that he had a conversation with David Perdue, who'd filed a complaint. And David Perdue didn't follow up with the guy. The guy basically told him, I guess, he thought in confidence, but this came out before grand jury that, hey, we're not going to look into any of this.
Yeah.
And this is coming directly down from the governor, and I'm a team player. That's what he said.
Yep.
So good old Georgia, man. Just a good old boys.
You know, I just it
never meaning no harm.
You can't make up the absurdity of all of this. And I mean, like I I'm at a loss for words, y'all. I mean, when I first got into this, I came full stop from like elections don't matter. I had to be sold on paper ballots, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm of the mindset of, well, you could do the electronic voting, but it has to be open source, right? But again, I mean, I took me about 15 minutes of a sit down, and then when it went kaping, but my God, I mean, how do we take this seriously with these voting systems and all of these things we're talking about? And the train just keeps chugging along. And then we still have legislators in the state that will look you right in the eye and say, there was nothing wrong with the elections. There's nothing wrong with Dominion. I mean, I heard it this year when I was down there.
I know. Well, the old adage tell a lie long enough, and eventually people will believe it. Let's hope and pray that's the end of that adage.
Safest, most secure election ever, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, Raffensperger went on 60 Minutes and said that.
That's right.
Just a few days after he was on Good Morning America, saying that there's no way Biden could win.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, and the media has given him such a pass. So anyway, here we go. Next one. Oh, wait a minute. There we go.
To certify an election, you start with a physical ballot. It's scanned. That produces a ballot image. The ballot image, if it's in person, is tabulated, and then that produces a cast vote record regardless of whether it's tabulated or the batch is accepted. And then those cast vote records are aggregated into the statement of votes cast and the published results. So along the way, you've got a scan log entry for each ballot that's scanned. You have a TIFF file, a SHA file, and you have a tabulation tape and a CVR, cast vote record file for each one. So those are the records that you should have if you're certifying an election. Well, what did we really have? We actually had a ton of missing records. Over 1 million records were missing, and all of the scan log entries were missing, all of them. So over 1 million records, 1.2 million records, electronic records, and these are only the digital ballot sources that they're supposed to have. This doesn't include all the other electronic records that they should have, and doesn't include the 346 process violations that were found. So that's a list of those records that are missing.
That's just an election.
That's impossible. We've got the safest elections in Georgia. I got a question for you, Tanya.
Okay.
So the research I've done about Dominion, we're the only state in the U.S. that has a full statewide contract with Dominion voting systems. And right now, I think currently there's about 26, maybe 27 states that use Dominion in some sort of way. Mm-hmm. What I was told was that rather than, Dominion going to let's say whatever Arizona or Idaho uses Dominion, I have been told that every bit of those out of the 26 states, that all that information actually comes back to Georgia. Like Georgia is the ground zero for Dominion, instead of like our information going out to another, state where they've got a hub. Like I was told that all of that stuff actually comes and goes through Georgia. Is that true?
I hadn't heard of that, but that doesn't mean that it's not true.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
That Georgia's the hub?
Georgia's the hub, the ground zero. All Dominion has to pass through Georgia. I mean, it makes sense.
I hadn't heard that one.
Better Georgia than Serbia, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously.
Because I heard
who's your
Serbia.
source, Roy? Who's your source on that?
The internet.
All right. That gets some laugh track for that. Okay, so... Here we go. Let's wrap it up with Garland. Anything else on that part? The missing records, 1.2 million missing records. Again, just an election. I mean, who cares, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
I guess I have to be honest with myself and say my earlier days as a younger man, I really didn't care that much about elections. So.
Yeah. Well, what there is to be said about those missing records is that federal and state law say that the counties have to keep that for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So just the fact that they don't have them it's you know it,
Yeah.
it's bananas.
What are the consequences for that? Slap on the wrist? I mean, what?
Right? Right?
Consequences
Yeah.
I
are
mean,
you get to retire to the Daily a Month Club, and then you get a much bigger election building.
I mean, other states should be able to, like Texas had that suit. Was it
Yeah.
Texas?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Texas
Ken
did.
Paxton?
Mhm.
And they were told no standing by the Supreme Court.
Right.
Like that case should be reopened now, because it
I
does
think
affect
so.
these other states, our federal elections. So
Yeah, and maybe this investigation will be a huge, slap on everybody that shot it
I
down.
mean, it's gonna. If this is proven and it's finally proven out and borne out, and there are, I mean, we're talking about we want to see arrests, we want to see perp walks, but what about unwinding everything that's been done over the last or during the Biden administration? Will any of that happen? Will there be any unwinding?
I say no.
Was that part of the game? Was that like it'll take them 4 years to figure it out? So let's just go. We've got 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
We got 4 years to rake.
Are you kidding me? That's all they've been doing. That's all they've been doing is running out the clock on us.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I don't know how you undo that because, I mean, there's people that have lost
Well, he
lives.
scratched out on my presidential
With-
picture.
Yeah. Well,
board over there.
who were we talking about? Sidney Powell. Look at what they did to Sidney Powell, for crying out loud. And I explained this on a show. How they get these people. They come in when you're facing arrest and jail time and all this stuff, and they'll lay down some plea deal. A lot of people were like going nuts over these people for doing plea deals, but they've got you folks because they'll lay down this paperwork in front of you and said, "This is it. You're going to sign this plea deal and you're going to take this, or we're going to take your house. We're going to take your cars. We're going to take your land. We're going to take everything, and we'll tie you up in litigation for the next decade. You won't have squat." And when you're sitting on the other side of that thinking, geez, I'm going to lose everything, my entire livelihood, it'll make people sign it. That's how that works. It's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, there's
All right.
very few people like Kathy Latham that can hang on.
Yes, you are correct.
And I think in her case, because she had the support of her family, but not everybody has that.
She's a special lady. I would love to get her on the show one time and just tell her.
Yeah. Absolutely. We would love to get her on the show too. We've already given her a peach. She's
Well,
an illustrious peach award recipient.
It's my fault. We scheduled one last year and we had to reschedule it, and I never did call her back. But I mean, I seen her, and I know she was on War Room, and but still, she's got an incredible story.
Yeah.
You were going to have her on after the RICO case was
I think
tossed.
so. Oh no,
If it was before, she couldn't say much.
That's true.
But now she's
boy,
now she's a bulldog.
You are correct.
That lives in Texas.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, come on. It's too many windows, too many screens going on. Here we go.
The last thing I wanted to mention was there were certification ballots that were introduced. Where did these ballots come from? At the certification deadline on December 2, Fulton had 511,343 ballots according to their batch upload. On December 3rd, Richard Barron sent this batch loaded report that has that to the elections group, Ryan Macias. And then on December 4th, the next day, Fulton reported and certified 527,925 ballots. So where did that difference come from? We really don't know even today. What we do know now, though, is that the elections group oversaw logic and accuracy testing, signature verification, hand count audit reporting, and the post-certification reconciliation, all without the knowledge of the Fulton County Election Board. It's undisputed.
So,
Girl on the hand there.
Yeah.
How many ballots did Trump call for? And they set him up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The margin on that election was under 12,000.
Yeah. And
the vote difference there,
16,582. Make that make sense. It's all a joke. I'm sorry. It's all a joke.
It's all a joke. It's all a big sick joke. Well, that's the end of segment 1. I am switching back to my other method of sharing screens here, my normal method. As you guys can fill time for just a second while I figure out what I am doing.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know, Tanya, fill us in. I was on a call last night, and they were focusing on some election integrity stuff, and I'm hearing some decent things. I know I sat in on one of the Voter Georgia calls where, focusing on some election integrity. We had Garland on to give us an update. It's almost crossover. What are you seeing down at the Capitol right now?
Butkus. Butkus.
Butkus.
Butkus.
Yeah.
Sounds different for coming from a Puerto Rican.
I got you. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean they're working on, like, there's that bill that they're working on that it's like a temporary bill for 1 year to make the November election legal, but we have a draft, and they said that they're going back to the drawing board on that one, and we haven't heard of a new draft. It was supposed to have been turned in Friday of last week, and we were expecting it early last week, and it didn't happen.
Great. So what the bill that Garland was talking about, where they actually will use a print-on-demand ballot, is that the same bill you're talking about now? They're having trouble getting it in order for the QR code?
Yeah, that same one where it was the hand-marked paper ballot bill that got rewritten so that on early voting, they would use the BMDs and hand count those ballots. And for election day, they would use either pre-printed ballots or ballots from print-on-demand machines and tabulated those with a scanner.
And Georgia's having trouble getting that passed. I'm so shocked.
Well, they need to get it drafted first. So that was the whole thing, that they needed to be drafted. And
Well, it hasn't
Viking
even been
did,
drafted yet.
I thought that we were going to say something about Garland's press conference.
Oh yeah, yeah. Boy, did I?
You initiated the
where did I
sequence
put-
for something else.
Well, we had a break here, to promote our Give, Send, Go and your services, Tanya. I think that comes after, but it would make sense to do it now.
Well, it's okay. We'll
Where
get
did I
to
put
it.
that? Where did I put that? Did I even load that up?
Yeah.
I feel your pain, Ty.
Oh, no, I have it. Yeah. Good call, Tanya. So, yeah, so go ahead, Tanya. We'll go ahead and take this screen here and share that. So go ahead.
So that presentation was an overview of the affidavit. Garland's going to go into a lot more detail on that next Wednesday, February 25th at 2 p.m. that he's going to have a press conference. And if you're in town, he has them at the MIMS Museum of Technology and Art in Roswell, Georgia. But if you're not and you can't make it, Viking and I do live stream it on X, Rumble, and Facebook.
He's going to be in Rossville?
Roswell.
Oh, Roswell. I thought you said Rossville. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I didn't put the location.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I feel kind of funny about putting location.
Man, I got excited for a minute, and then I was thinking there is no technology play in Las Vegas, though. There's a bunch of liquor stores. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and roll right into the promo. So yeah, our the way you can support Peaches and Bananas is to go to givesendgo.com/Tanya needs our help. And she does. Tanya needs her help. Her and her mom, they got it rough down there in Puerto Rico. They live on very, very meager means. And, it's her mom is up there in years, and it's her and Tanya. Tanya's has a disability. It makes life very challenging for her. So anything you give to this site, it goes to support Tanya. Just straight up. It's what it's for. She's got, they're being forced to move this week to a new home. And man, I mean, that is a challenge for anybody, but it's certainly exorbitantly more challenging for Tanya and her mom, who's up there in years. So if you find it in your heart to go there, and Tanya likes to say, I don't just need money. I need, I mean, if you don't want to give money, if you got work to give me some work. And that's respectable, right?
Yeah,
Go ahead and
I
talk
like
about
to
that a
earn-
little bit, Tanya.
I like to earn my keep. So, for example, one of the people that have donated, she asked me to do graphics for her, and I'm happy to do that. So, graphics research, I'm your gal. Just hit me up, and I am more than happy to, like I said, earn my keep.
Yeah, and Tanya's not afraid of the camera. Here she is. She's working a Voter GA press conference. She's technically coordinating the live stream. So she plays an important role in Garland's press conferences, and she plays a vital role in the, the backdrop, the back office of Voter GA. Much of what you hear Garland presenting is all, research and information that Tanya has dug up, and a lot of times has put that together for Garland. Because Garland's out there in front of the cameras a lot, so he's a pretty busy guy. Yeah, Tanya gets around. I mean, that's not the screen I wanted to show. Tanya gets out there. There she is. She's representing Voter GA, teaching everybody about hand-marked paper ballots, how in Georgia, I guess. Tanya, I'm going to ask you, is it true that now, if for the upcoming primary, if I still want to vote on a paper ballot, I still have to go the old absentee ballot method and put in my application just like before?
Yeah. So if you want to vote on hand-marked paper ballots, your option is the mail-in ballot that you need to request from your county. They'll send it out to you, and the best way to return it is by going and delivering it to the elections office in person.
Yeah. Well, that's what she's talking about here in this episode with BKP and Bill Quinn. They brought her in to explain to everybody that if you're one of these people wearing paper please, paper ballots now, or paper please, then the only way you can do that in Georgia right now is by requesting an absentee ballot. Still, that's what I do. I just wasn't sure if this legislative session was going to do anything to change that, but probably not before the primary, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the QR code becomes illegal this summer.
Yeah.
So for the primary, they don't have any incentive to make any change.
And just one more shot here's, and we'll use this as our chance to promote Tina Peters too. So here's Tanya. She's very active in the issues before us, and it all centers around election integrity. But this is a shot from my vantage point where we're doing a podcast where we're advocating for Tina Peters here. There's Tanya out there in my studio with another studio set that I have where she's advocating for Tina Peters. Tina, who is a peach, one of our peaches. So Tanya's doing a lot. So she does a lot. She gives a lot. I don't feel funny at all, dude, about asking others if they find it in their heart to give to you. Yeah. So it's all good, right? Oh, here's another video. Here is Tanya at the at an audit in Cherokee County. She's the only poll watcher in the room while they're doing an audit of the 24 presidential election. She's the only one. And there's the elections director in Dover. So I am outside the room. I am there just to prove that. I am filming this and I am outside the room. So that, so the people, I mean, I was like, can I film? They're like, no, you can't film. Don't you see it? And they're like, but out there in the lobby, you can film in the lobby. So I was like, okay. So I shot through the glass there, but there they are doing a hand count audit of what? Canton? Was it Canton precinct?
Yeah, I think that's what it was, at the mayoral election that they were doing a hand count.
Yeah, and there's Larry Hand over there on the far left. He's one of our Cherokee County election board members. He's a good guy. Him and John Wallace both are on the election board. Those two guys at that table. That's the only table that screwed up, if I remember right.
They were
right?
they were being a little goofy, and they were off. They put a ballot in the wrong.
They're the only ones that had to go back and recount a stack, right? Our two election board members. They're both good guys.
Make that up.
You can't make it up, but they're good guys. They're good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, I do this, but this is my profession, it's my trade. So I'm just going to roll a little spot real quick, and we'll come back and we'll do our next segment. In this world where attention is hard won, Storytel.media turns your vision into visuals and sounds that grab hold of people. I'm Ty Towers, and I'm a hands-on AV nerd with 35 years in broadcast production. I personally run camera, sound, lighting, edit content, design graphics, and arrange music. My knack for rhythm fueling razor-sharp edits. Leading a tight-knit team, we deliver stunning visuals and powerful messaging. While I've been honored with Emmy, Telly, and Promax awards, I really focus on your trust first and foremost. For leading companies, including industrial manufacturing clients, we bring trust and discretion and relaxed environments where your executives will shine naturally. We execute your vision with precision, making your story unforgettable. Discover our story at Storytel.media and let's make your story shine. Yeah, let's make your story shine. Roy, I have an idea to talk to you about with regard to that. So, all right, we're going to get a little Latino music going here. We're going to get a little Latino going here. We're ready for segment 2. And we can't seem to get out of the past. We're still talking about the ballot seizure in Fulton County. Segment 2, we're going to talk more about Bad Bunny. So going to shift topics just a little bit. People like the Super Bowl's over. It's all ancient history. Well, not when you have one of your co-hosts is from Puerto Rico. It's not ancient history because Tanya has a whole different perspective. There's been a lot of, she called it out. She's calling it MAGA hate. I hate to call it MAGA hate because I believe in MAGA. I believe in making America great again. I think that the MAGA brand has been hijacked just a little bit by, I don't know, Con Inc. maybe, but Tanya's from Puerto Rico, so she's like, I want to make a response to some of these hateful. Even President Trump had just a bombastic truth that he put out about Bad Bunny. Does he speak Spanish? Because I don't. And I watched the halftime show with Tanya. We were doing a watch party with her in Puerto Rico, me up here, and I visually I didn't find anything offensive visually. I didn't know what the lyrics were, so I'm assuming that all the bad tweets were all the harsh, mean tweets, accusatory tweets, and just horrible things people were saying. I was assuming they were pulling that from the lyrics, which I didn't understand. I asked Tanya Dude about that, and she said, no, I understand Spanish, and he actually dialed it back. Go ahead, Tanya. Did I steal your thunder on that? I was trying to set you up a little bit.
No, you did, because I could understand every word that there was to understand, because Bad Bunny happens to be from the same part of Puerto Rico as I am, so it's the same dialect, so I get what he's saying. And I have a rant. I'm sorry, Roy, but I have a rant. It's been building up. Because Viking and I couldn't come live and do a show before today. And you know what happens when you bottle something up.
Oh, yeah. I had that happen last week. Go ahead.
All right. So, well, I'll tell you that Bad Bunny surprised me. Because I've heard about him for years, and I really thought that all he was about was being provocative to gain money and fame. 'Cause I went with what everybody else is saying. Instead, at the Super Bowl, he showed us that he's an artist with a lot to say. There are a lot of layers to his show, and as is true with all art, it's really up to you how many layers you want to take in. The first layer was the joy, fun, and dancing and being entertained, what Viking Dude was talking about. And if that's all you took from the show, that's cool. And, music goes beyond language, and this was a happy show. A lot of his performance and lyrics really were an invitation to party and dance and shut Puerto Rico out. He was talking about urban dancing specifically when he talked about dancing, but we can dance in our own way. The second layer was like this living postcard that he had of Puerto Rico, because the staging was stunning. If you saw it, you got to see a cross-section of what Puerto Rico looks like from the perspective of someone that lives here, including some modern stuff, rural
Do you
stuff.
want me to find some freeze frames of this while you're talking, or do
Sure.
you want me to park
Yeah.
it here? Because this is queued up to where you wanted the first video to start.
Yeah. So don't show that yet. So, well, whatever.
Okay.
dude.
Well, all right. Let me keep going, dude. I'll find a.
Yeah, so like he showed us modern stuff, traditional stuff, rural areas, historical sites, even there, and our power outages. And you were trying to get a hold of me for one day that I was having a massive power outage issue, and my phone kept cutting out.
Yes.
So, yeah, but if you're a purist and what you like is the traditional stuff, that was pretty much everyone in white in traditional attire, and you saw like a traditional. There's a traditional guitar called a quadro that's got 10 strings. Viking, dude, you're into guitars.
Yes.
And
so is Roy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and since you guys are music, I can tell you that there are 4 types of music in that performance. One was his style of rap. There was salsa, African bamba drumming, and traditional Puerto Rico country music, all in there. He did perform in Spanish, and honestly, it's discouraging to see MAGA react to it with so much hostility, because the show had a joyful, positive message, and it was sad to see that it was met with so much hate. And
I'll tell you, when I go to the Caribbean, I mean, I'm expecting a scene like this. I mean, I'm going to feel juked if I don't, see if I don't have a good time like this. I mean, they're all having a good time. I mean, when I go to the Caribbean, this is what I want.
Sure.
I want dancing and music and good times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some sugar cane.
And having friends from different backgrounds, even having friends from Puerto Rico, doesn't mean you're still not biased if what you're saying is that you just hate it. And hating a show that you refuse to watch is still hate. And I'm saddened to see all the comments about culture loss and that it was an un-American performance and accusations of pornography. Because I'll get that out of the way. Like we were saying before I got started in my little rant here, he didn't sing offensive lyrics at all in the halftime show. I know that because, like I said, he's singing in my dialect. I'm from the same corner of the world that he's from, so I understood every word. He was actually born in the same town that I live and lived.
Really?
Yeah, and he lived in one town over.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's not touristy beach, cabanas and coconut trees cracking open and drinking, mojitos. That's blue collar. That's blue collar part of Puerto Rico. If you're saying he's from where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, the workers.
Yeah, rural. Yeah, like where he's from is more rural. And like what they say of him is true. Like his songs do include offensive content, but he didn't include that in this show.
Right. He's censored.
Yeah.
And what's that, Roy?
Yeah. There was a portion that he did bleep out, and there are parts that there's the songs that he sang were about something else that didn't include offensive content. And like I've seen accusations even coming from Spanish speakers, but you gotta remember that words have different meanings in different regions. So kind of like fag means gay in the United States, but cigarette in the UK.
It's true.
So people were outraged over words that he said in his performance that really mean aunt and awesome to us.
Wow.
So if you're hating it, it's all on you.
Sure.
If you feel that your culture is threatened, I guess I really wonder, is a 14-minute show really such a threat to culture? Because you're asking him to change his art and let go of his culture so that you can be comfortable and change his music to English. But tell me, please, what is American culture anyway? Because
Right.
I've lived all over the states. New York does not look, sound, or taste like Boston, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Atlanta, or Miami.
Yeah.
And I know people from Atlanta have such a hard time that they can barely understand the real Boston accent, or
That's a good point,
And
too.
I have not been to Honolulu or Anchorage, but those look different to me too. So why can't Puerto Rico belong in there in that mix too of what you consider American?
Yeah.
Because Puerto Rico has been a colony of the United States for 128 years. The government uses word salad instead of the word colony to describe it, but it's a colony. The United States got Puerto Rico when they jumped in to this fight against Spain for independence. And the U.S. came in as allies, but then became our rulers. And the U.S. really wanted Puerto Rico then and has been quite aggressive to hold on to Puerto Rico.
Because it's got great people.
Well, Puerto Rico is taken for land, profit, and military interests.
That's
American companies took land for sugarcane. Does Domino Sugar ring a bell?
Yeah.
There you go.
That comes from here. And they took Puerto Rican land, appropriated it for the company. The United States gave us citizenship conveniently around the time for the draft for World War I. There are 5 military bases that just last month were really convenient to the capture of Maduro in Venezuela.
Right.
Puerto Rico was a stop for those ships. And now wealthy Americans use Puerto Rico as a tax haven so that they can avoid paying federal taxes.
This the hottest issue on the street right here.
Man,
So
that's good.
that gets me to the innermost layer. I'm sorry, I'm still going. I told you I've been bottling up.
Yeah.
It gets me to the innermost layer of Bad Bunny's performance, and that was the history lesson. Because you were welcome to dance and have fun and check Puerto Rico out, but all the complaining made me more curious to look closer. And I think Bad Bunny had Ricky Martin sing What Happened to Hawaii as an intentional showstopper, so we wouldn't miss it and make us curious to look into that history. So Bad Bunny, he comes out walking through the sugarcane field up to some ladies with concrete blocks. Viking dude, that's the first time stop that I gave you.
You want me to play it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, the ladies with the concrete blocks.
Ooh. Are we supposed to mute this?
Well, it's a short.
I don't want to get a copyright strike here.
For
Let
3
me.
seconds. You're okay.
I think you're okay with how short it is because really it's just the ladies with the concrete blocks that I'm talking about, and that's Operation Bootstrap.
Why don't I put a little
Operation
Latino music
Bootstrap?
on? So, do you want me to just scrub through this right here? So, okay, here are the ladies.
I don't want you to scrub. I just want you to show the ladies with the concrete blocks.
Okay, let me go back to it. Okay, ladies with concrete blocks.
Yeah. And that's Operation Bootstrap. That was when the United States pushed to industrialize Puerto Rico by forcing women into factory labor and coerce women to get sterilized. So some numbers that I've seen is that between 1940 and 1970, they sterilized about 35% of women. And the practice didn't stop there. I can tell you of a case in the 80s that happened too. Women being sterilized against their will. Later in the show, Bad Bunny lifted up a Puerto Rican flag. And that's the other tap that I gave you, Viking dude.
Well, that's this one right here, right?
I'm not looking at the screen right now. Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to get...
Yeah,
this is the Super Bowl halftime show, Roy. It's a whole nother level of copyright strikes. All right, so...
Yeah. So that flag that he's holding up with those colors, that light blue, it was illegal. We had a gag law that made it a crime to own that flag, sing patriotic songs, speak or write about independence or gather. Anyone who helped, even by sharing housing or a meal, could be arrested too.
Okay, so that's the flag.
That's a flag, that light blue flag.
Wow.
So families turned against relatives out of fear, and people were fired just out of fear. When that gag law was revoked after a decade of being in place, the colors of that flag were changed to match Old Glory. And that's the flag that he had at the end. That's a
Okay.
darker blue.
Is that the third clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so you see how it looks different?
Well, it is trying to load here, so let me, here we go. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, here we go.
Huh?
There, I see it. Okay.
See it.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right above
that
his head
different
right
blue.
there.
So
Wow.
this gag law triggered a surveillance of Puerto Ricans by the FBI that lasted 50 years. And they have millions of records that have been declassified, and we could check them out. And they monitored hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans.
Wow.
The United States wanted to suppress independence so bad that you would be debanked, blacklisted, and barred from government jobs. You could be dehoused if you said anything too positive about the island or even just had that light blue flag.
Man.
So the only thing un-American about that performance that Bad Bunny did was that history he alluded to of how Americans have treated Puerto Rico. Ricky Martin singing asked Puerto Ricans not to forget our flag and not to forget our song. Bad Bunny told us to believe in ourselves. We are worth more than we know, while the billboard behind them flashed that the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And that's a polar opposite to the messages in the MAGA tantrum. The U.S., I mean, that just tells me that the U.S. wants Puerto Rico, but not its people.
There's Ricky Martin.
I want the people.
So get this. All that was asked was that you give it a chance to be entertained with joy and dance for 14 minutes. But the eagerness to pile on to hateful narratives, rejecting a show without curiosity, refusing to ask, refusing to care, that says more to me than Bad Bunny's performance ever could. And I want to say that I'm really proud of Viking Dude because we watched that show together live, and there was a moment that I thought wrongfully that the show was going to take a turn to the worse, and I wanted to bail. And I looked at he was having fun, and he was just asking me, "Is that Puerto Rico? Is that what Puerto Rico looks like?" And he just was kind of amazed and curious, and honestly, the answer is yes. And I'm really thankful for Viking Dude because he didn't look down on us. And he hasn't looked down on me even when I expected him to. And you've always been curious about this American colony. You get it, dude. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, I knew that this was Puerto Rico, this shot here. I didn't have to ask about that because the power's always going out. Power's always going out.
Isn't that insane?
Right? Peaches and bananas might not happen, because that happens quite frequently down there. The power goes out. So anyway, all right, dude. Well,
Hey,
yes.
you want a funny story to this?
Yeah.
2016, when Donald Trump was running, was it the first presidential debate where Donald Trump told Hillary Clinton because you'd be in jail? You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know where I watched that at?
Where?
We have Puerto Rican neighbors in our subdivision, and her kid went to school with my kid, and they played, and they were friends for a long, long time. They love Donald Trump, and they invited me over to watch that presidential debate in their house, in their living room, while they cooked all kinds of food, and we sat there and watched that entire presidential debate together with my Puerto Rican neighbors and friends. I mean, that was one of the most unforgettable times to me. Sitting in their living room, and they're hooting and hollering when he said because you'd be in jail. You'd have thought people were dying. They were screaming. And I was like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. That was so good, Tanya. Like, I almost teared up a minute. I mean, that was good. And I'll tell you something. I want to add to this because what people don't understand, and especially MAGA, right? I am a child of hardcore rap punk rock. Like, I listen to some of the most obscure music that nobody listens to. Goes to these shows where these old like 90s Olympia Washington bands play that nobody in a tri-state area would ever hear. I'm a huge David Lynch fan. I've always raised my children is art is art. Now, there are some lines, right? We're not talking
Yeah.
about Marina Abramovic. That's some like demonic stuff. But I said, there you use your judgment. I can't tell my kids what music to listen to or what not listen to. There's times and there's places for everything, right? You're not going to go and, with a boombox through Walmart listen to Ludacris, right? I mean, but again, it's art. And I
Yeah.
simply say to these people, if you don't like it, just don't watch it, right? But you've shown me something because I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the halftime. I've never watched a full Super Bowl in my life. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm just not into football. But I heard the worst about Bad Bunny, and this is also something I want to bring up is a psychological warfare going on here. Because if you want to compare Bad Bunny to say, Janet Jackson's boob popping out, or who was that other crazy idiot that did the Super Bowl that year and all that demonic red junk?
Yeah.
Is that what America?
Katy Perry was
Katy
that?
Perry, I believe it was
Was that
Katy
the one?
Perry. That was god awful. All the symbolism involved in that. I was trying to look it up, but
Or was it Lady Gaga? Or was it
No, it wasn't Lady Gaga. I
The
think it
Weeknd?
was-
The Weeknd?
maybe it was. I
I
thought
think
it was.
I think it was Ludacris. I thought it was Ludacris, but I'm not sure.
Could have been The Weeknd with Katy Perry. I can't remember. We'll try to look it up. But I mean, think about that. You think about the whole boob pullout thing, and I mean, come on, look. And Bad Bunny, you're right. He probably did it right, and he knew that there was going to be outrage, and they want us all mad at each other and not understanding each other, and not, it's crazy what we have to deal with down here. So people need to stop and take a breath, man.
Yeah, because I mean, he has done controversial things, and I don't know his whole story, because I was just like everyone else. I dismissed him, because everything that I heard about him were all the shocking, provocative things that he did. But
That's what they do.
he had this opportunity to do the halftime show, and what he did was, let me show you my home.
True.
And so, like, I kind of get it that people were scared and needed to have an alternative show. But once it happened, once he knew what he did, like, couldn't you check it out? Because I still hear people bashing it and trashing it when they haven't even seen it, and that's what that's what honestly hurts.
Well, that's the real division here, isn't it? And I'm not blaming either side, but you have this fifth generational warfare, propaganda set up where you're painting this Super Bowl halftime to be the worst thing ever. So we're going to go over here and we're going to MAGA it up and we're going to compete with each other. And it creates a line of division that where people can have to choose these sides, and then they're bickering at each other. You don't see the Wall Street bankers bickering about this stuff. You don't see these tech giants bickering about it. We're all down here in the muck together, the peasant class, and they're keeping us fighting over stupid nothingness, right? And maybe Bad Bunny understood that when he did his performance. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm really sad to learn since then that he actually cut the halftime show short for security reasons. He had the sugarcane grass people there for coverage because he was worried that he might get shot during the show. He wore a help me out here, if I can do my words.
Bulletproof vest? Yeah.
Bulletproof vest, yes. I can talk. And, that's crazy to think that an artist felt like he needed to do that to express his heart. It's just...
Well, I think people need more discernment, and we're living in a time, you guys know this, we're living in a time where the news cycle is not even 24/7, it's 27/48. Everything's coming at us at breakneck speed, right? And we're in the media, we're doing all this stuff, and then we've got all of this crazy stuff going on. And so what happens in X and everywhere else, everybody wants to be that number one person. You want to get that story out, and then, oh my God, I got to feel relevant, so I need to comment on this. I need to tell people how I feel. I try so hard to give things some discernment, right? I never said anything, not one thing. You go back about the Super Bowl. Because it's not, I ain't got a dog in that fight. I didn't watch it
Yeah.
anyway. And it wasn't because of Bad Bunny, because I don't watch them.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of the boobs popping out and the demonic crap. I don't even care about halftime, right? Because they want to lure you in.
Yeah.
But again, and so everybody they automatically form their opinions. There's no discernment, knee jerk reaction. Next thing you know, everybody's just bickering and fighting and being stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I fell for some of the early propaganda, and
I did too.
Tony Dude asked me to, give it a chance. Did she want to watch it? I was like, okay, we'll watch it. Like one of those.
I'll be honest, Viking. I did the same thing. They told me about this guy's like a cross.
I mean, I was expecting debauched, like worse than any other Super Bowl. But the way they described it, actually, it's probably one of the cleanest performances I've seen in
what she laid out there
forever.
The layers of what he was showing, which I never wouldn't have known that. I mean, like you said, you see the power.
It was educational.
We know Puerto Rico. Good Lord. And it's a territory. And why do you have power outages in Puerto Rico, for God's sakes? To me, that's ridiculous.
Well, they do have some hurricanes. I mean, come on.
Yes, but still.
It's the Caribbean.
Man. Still. But I appreciate that, Tanya. You gave us an educational lesson and a history lesson all into one. I love that. Making people understand each other.
Yeah, I mean, that was what was really. I was blown away by that performance, and after that the intro where I was kind of like, where he's gonna go. I'm scared. That he's gonna do something embarrassing. But it was like, whoa, he did that. And I was blown away.
And a shout out to Angel Rosario, because he's been hot on this topic for a while.
Oh, has he?
He's been schooling people about Bad Bunny. He's like, hey man, and even I would read it because I didn't understand it, and I'd already had a prejudgment. But you know what? I can't judge music like that.
Well, we need to clip this segment and send it to Angel.
We do.
Is he from Puerto Rico?
I don't know if he's Puerto Rican or not, but he was, he
could be.
on Bad Bunny stuff like really early on, like telling people like, hey, slow down. You have no idea. He was saying, and just, like, you have no idea what the culture's like, what he represents. And I'm like, I get that.
Mm.
But
again, I mean, he
knocking people's art,
Yeah, like he does carry a lot of that hurt, because all that history is things that happened to our parents.
Yes.
So like my mom was one of the people that was sterilized against her will.
Man.
And it was something that she had a medical emergency, and at the door to the OR room, they said, you're going to die if we don't do this, but we're not doing this unless you consent to being sterilized. So she just scribbled a non-signature because she really did not want to consent, but they weren't going to treat her. So it was just, like that stuff. It's a cruel history. Like, we're angry about the J6ers, and when I saw what was happening to the J6ers is one of the things that made me jump in harder. Because I knew what they have done to Puerto Rico, and there were some parallels there, some similarities there, but even that was tame compared to what they did to people here for decades.
Man,
Well, the Empire.
I'm glad you shared that. That was awesome.
Well, Roy, the rest of this show is, Sonia, anything else on that segment? You want to move on here? Because we're about to wrap it up. We wanted to give you an opportunity, Roy, while you're here, since we don't get to see that often, to have the last segment. It's kind of a grab bag. We're calling it the Small Town Underground grab bag. So, yeah, what you want to promote the show, who you got coming up, and talk a little bit about some of the issues going on in the 14th up there?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, obviously I live Northwest Georgia. We're in a jungle primary. I think we still have a total of 19 candidates, maybe 18 candidates at this point. A couple of them have dropped out. A little bit of backstory on jungle primaries. Back in in the early 2010s, we had a chance with a Republican-led legislature to get rid of jungle primaries for good in the state. Yet our Governor Kemp vetoed that several years ago. We still have open primaries in this state, which allow a Republican to try to vote for a weak Democrat or a Democrat to vote for, it's just birds of the same feather. We along with election security comes the craziest election voting in and of itself. So we're wide open here, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has vacated her spot, and so we have a big congressional race running right now. Just got done with our District 14 forum the other night with, I think, 13 candidates there, maybe. But anyway, nothing seeming to slow down. We have Donald Trump coming here to Rome, Georgia on Thursday. So that ought to be interesting. That's all I can say about that right now, but look for more to come. So he has endorsed a candidate in this race, and a lot of the people in the 14th don't necessarily agree with that endorsement. And so
there's Colton. I've just put in a search term in X here, Georgia 14 candidates, Georgia 14th. I don't know, what should I how would I search to pull up to see who all these candies are?
Oh, well, you could pull up 14th District GOP maybe, and they might have a list.
Oh, you don't want to show the Dems that are in the jungle primary?
Well, they might have a full ballot. So Sean Harris is the main Democrat, and he's brutal. He's a retired, I believe, general in the military. He's got a pretty decent track record, and he's got a pretty big following going on. And
that's what I hear. I heard him. I heard a video that is a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I liked what I was hearing. I was like, that doesn't sound like any Democrat I know.
Well, it doesn't. It's hard to his commercials. You couldn't really tell that he's a Democrat, really. He's hitting on all cylinders. So and meanwhile over here we have an entire cadre of candidates, and the vast majority of them have less than zero chance of winning anything yet. None of them seem to be backing out.
Is the Democrat the only Democrat running?
No, there's actually, there's two Democrats running and an independent. So at last I checked, and who knows how that's going to go, but I have not heard I haven't even heard from this other Democrat. I do know they had some kind of women's breakfast forum, and they were there. I didn't get a chance to see any of it, but that's where we're at. And we've got all these election dates coming up. And of course, early voting just started today, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So
I said, who are the candidates in the Georgia U.S. Congressional 14th Jungle Primary?
Is that Grok?
What's that?
Is that Grok?
Yeah, it's Grok. And guess what? It didn't tell me.
Anybody.
It listed Democrats. Oh, here we go. It's still building.
Okay.
All right, Grok. I'm sorry, Grok.
So
still
Clayton
building.
Fuller is the Donald Trump endorsed candidate.
Look at all those names.
Yeah. And then you've got, Colton Moore, who is a fan favorite, tried and true. And so I feel like that's where the battle is going to be between Colton and Clay. And then obviously now that Trump is coming to Rome, Georgia on Thursday, I guess it's going to be anteed up. So, that's where we're at. I've never been through anything like this before. And
Are you going to that?
Well, that's huge that the president is coming.
Yes.
For
I can say yes, I'm going to that, and that's all I can say. So
that's all I asked.
Yeah.
Yes. I will be there in a capacity. So more on that later. But
it's better to be there in no capacity.
Well, I mean, yeah. At first I was just like, I don't know if I want to be there, but like I said, some of us going to be there in a specific capacity. So we'll see how that turns out. But it'll be nice to see Trump anyway in the flesh and just, moving around and who knows where. I mean, every day things just continue to change, and I'm trying hard not to just fall off into the well and just throw this stuff in the corner and go back to fishing. But, it's never a dull moment. in the political clown show.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I mean, I hear the arguments about how Colton could be a little bit of a I guess a thorn in the side of some of the MAGA agenda that I, if I lived in the 14th, I'd be voting for Colton. I'll just say that right now. I guess
Well-
I guess that's an endorsement. We don't endorse, but that's who I'd vote for.
So I want to back up to what you just said. A thorn in the side of the MAGA agenda.
Do
Yeah.
you mean establishment or MAGA?
Well,
Do you-
I mean,
it means MAGA. I get what
Okay.
you're
no. The new breed MAGA, the new kind
Exactly.
of morphed into
because that's what's happening.
imperialism MAGA.
okay.
MAGA.
MAGA used to represent something that I was very akin to, and now it's like MAGA, like he says, it's morphed into this sort of well, I mean, Lindsey Graham, for example, if he's the poster child of MAGA now, then I have a problem with that, right? Like that, I can't identify with Lindsey Graham and the neocon.
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, that's not the MAGA that we meant when we wrote MAGA struck.
Yeah, I hate that they've hijacked MAGA. I just don't want to
They
let that happen. I don't want to let MAGA be hijacked by them because our channels are already built. They're called MAGA struck.
I know.
sakes.
Well, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned for the future.
Yeah. Maybe can we call it the conservative Inc. agenda or I don't know.
Well, who allowed it to be hijacked though? If we're worried about people like Colton Moore, being a thorn in the side of MAGA, I'm like, what alternative universe did we just go? Like, what dimension did we cross over into?
Yeah. No, I want a swamp drainer for once. I want a swamp drainer.
I don't know that it's possible. I don't know.
Well, at least someone with a plunger and some roto-rooter. I mean, somebody.
I don't want. It's not too late, but I will say, I feel the golden age is slipping away. I hate that, but I'm trying to be optimistic. But if you look at the metrics, guys, last year there was no arrest. We quit Doge. We all of these things in the government. We took care of all these federal workers and fired them. Then we bring them back. We can't get anything right. And now we're in February and we're in the midst of the lists dropping out and all these things. And it's like, if we keep going this trajectory, like how does anybody think that November is going to be a success for conservatives, right? And if it's not, then we've got some major trouble ahead. I don't think we're going to be able to pull anything out, and that's concerning. And we're not the only jungle primary either, guys. Maybe technically jungle primary, but we've got a ton of different special elections all over Georgia.
Yeah.
So it's not just us up here. We're just the biggest one. We're the big daddy, but it's craziness, y'all. Craziness.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. It's
I'm the same way. I'm like, where do we go from here? Every day.
I'm just counting the number of candidates here. It's including the Democrats. It's a jungle primary.
The funny thing is things that have happened in the past where all these people were kind of on the same side, and you get so and so call up so and so for the good of the party, right? For do this for the good of the party, for this or that, and then some of these people have zero chance, and they're just trucking it all the way through. But you know what the crazy thing is? I think we've already had 2 that's dropped out, which is pretty amazing because they're actually going after the House Representatives. But on a jungle primary, their names will still be on that ballot.
Which confuses people.
Yeah. How is that possible? How? So their names are still going to be there. So old Joe Blow might not even know, and they'll just circle it. How do we take any of this seriously?
Yeah. I mean, if there was one thing about BMDs, is that technically you could update the ballot when people drop out. But no, they
Isn't
don't.
it on a machine that has like, let's take his name out? Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
They're going to be on the ballot. And now people are, these posts like, don't get confused, guys. And I'm like, oh, heaven help us. It's wild. I don't wish this on anybody. I really don't. I mean, Marjorie, we broke that whole country club thing wide open. So it's in a way, a part of me is like, this is a beautiful thing because I'm looking at 17, 18 people that I don't even, where you been, man? Come on down here and get in the muck with us, right?
Yeah.
So future people that will be fighters and learning and going with us, right? So I love that. I love an open platform, but we can do better than a jungle primary.
Well, we hope the best for the 14th. It's an important district. It's the carpet capital of the world. I mean, it's pretty important. Right?
It is. I love this area. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else, but I guarantee you, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd move out of Georgia, as far away from Georgia as possible, probably. So sorry. The state just is making, you see all the gray?
Go down to Puerto Rico and have a cojito.
I would go to Puerto Rico.
Coquito or cojito? Cojito.
Probably move to
Coquito.
A coquito. Yeah, let's go down and have a couple of coquitos or two.
Coquitos and pina coladas.
Yeah, and pina coladas.
I'm down.
Coquito is a Christmas drink, though. It's a holiday drink, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Tanya's up around this way around, the holidays, which she sometimes is, all you got to do is come over to Cherokee County and have a little taste of Puerto Rico, have a coquito.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to end it there unless there's anything else, guys.
No, just stay tuned. We got some guests. I think David Clark's coming on this Wednesday night. I got to double check with him. He was supposed to last week. More and more people are reaching out. We might even have some of the bigger candidates. God only knows what I'm going to be doing in the next couple months. Some folks have asked me to moderate some stuff. We'll see how that goes. But again, we got to get through this jungle primary March the 10th. I think we're all ready to get it over with.
When is election day?
March the 10th. So early voting started today, and March 10th will be the runoff. And then whoever is the runoff, right? Because you know how this works. Mm-hmm. And it'll be 50+1, but it'll basically be Sean Harris against whatever Republican gets the most votes. And then I believe it goes, I'm not 100% sure, Tanya, if it goes on its own day or if they just go ahead and wait and do it during the general primary, which I think is what they're going to do. I knew that a few days ago, but I've looked at so many different dates now. I can't even trust myself. So
yeah, I don't know the answer to that when there's elections that close together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're small town underground. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking to see if you had your show for Wednesday posted up on X yet. I guess you don't.
I am horrible procrastinator, and I'm not good at making ads too early out. But one of these days, I'm going to grow up into the big leagues. We'll see. But
yeah, I haven't managed that. I'm putting my ad the same day. Inviting dudes like.
Yeah, I fly by the seat of my pants. It's not a joke.
Well, I'm going to end the show with a MAGA music video, since we're on the, remembering back to the days when MAGA was meant a lot more to us than what it seems to be taking these days. Yeah, we could go on and on all night about this, but I mean, and we don't have all night, but my gosh, we're not going to do it.
You can't bring it. You can bring it.
No. We're done. We're an hour 30 into the show here. So so let me just go ahead and throw this up, and I'll go full screen to this, and that'll be the show. And Roy, thank you so much for joining us. We really had a good time.
I love you guys. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see this show grow.
Thank you.
We're working on it, man. We're working on it. Slow. Like you're the one who taught us. You taught us.
No, I want you
to be consistent, have a good logo.
You get way out there and become the big dogs, and then I can put this stuff.
Right here's the big dog. Here's the big dog.
I don't think so.
He's got his own shirt. I wear this shirt to Walmart. I've worn it to Walmart. People come up to me and they say, you really wearing a t-shirt of yourself?" I'm like, "That's not me, man."
I knew
I have to explain. I'm like, "This is my buddy."
First met you, I was like, me and him are going to get along. So,
all right, here we go. We're going to take it out. I'm going to go full screen, and we can go ahead and exit stage left. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching, do we have any comments? We have no comments. But the 5 of you who are watching, man, we really appreciate you sticking with us.
Right.
Thanks so much. Shoot us a comment next time. Tanya's on the lookout for those, and we put them up on the screen and we respond. We're getting, we're getting good about that. We're getting better about that, right, dude?
Right, dude.
All right, here we go.
We were stung by the COVID election scam. We all could see Biden's win when it was all a sham. The fake news line covered up is what they're paid to do. And we knew
Welcome to hard
that
times.
the deep state had us all
As I stand here tonight,
the sound of the fraud
We had safe, secure, honest
and
elections.
losing our rights.
Let go of me, you're hurting me.
Swamp teams and raids.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Jail patriots still fight.
And they're not coming for me and Trump, they're coming for you.
We're all now MAGA struck.
Not everybody dislikes him. We love him here. Us people, we love Trump.
We searched the country, finding proof, yeah, proof of the steal. Proved it in Georgia, yeah, Georgia, where the swamp is for real.
That did not happen because it cannot happen.
We flushed out the rhino.
Be transparent in our election.
Who blocked us and led us astray. Kemp let us fall. Chris Carr had no balls. And Raffy just stalls, lies, and hides all the fraud. Now they're shaking at the knees.
Let's look at the paper ballot.
Just try and steal it again, please.
Then show us the ballot.
Gonna break their machine.
The way you win is to swamp them.
Gonna swamp them. MAGA struck. MAGA struck. Yeah, MAGA struck. Yeah, MAGA struck. Yeah.
We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. We are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do.
Traitors bound for the brink. We'll make this too big to rig. Gonna swamp them.
We're going to swamp them. I think we're going to swamp them. They're cheaters. They're dirty, rotten cheaters. Swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. Look, the way you win is to swamp them.
I was a Trump hater. Trump is a man for the job.
Biden and Obama, suckers.
Trump, bro. Trump all day, bro.
Put the truth out there.
MAGA struck. MAGA struck.
Everybody was better off under Trump.
MAGA struck.
keep voting left, you'll have nothing left.
MAGA struck.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah, yes, and yeah. We still fight. Gonna stand for our rights.
Trump or death.
Gonna drain the swamp.
Make them work for us.
Beat the cheat.
Where's Congress strong?
Vote for Trump. And swamp us.
Let Trumpomania run wild.
You must vote.
Let Trumpomania rule again.
No excuses.
Make America great
We got a
again.
country to save. Just like me, you're MAGA struck. It's your basic civic duty, man. You're MAGA struck. Did you hear me? You're MAGA struck. I can't hear you. You gotta vote. You're MAGA struck. You're MAGA struck. You're MAGA struck. We have to swamp the vote. Everyone. Vote MAGA. Vote Trump.
Got it?
Got it.